All right. It's 5 o'clock, so it's time for our weekly Marvel Talks on Wandavision. I should probably fix that Marvel Studios title um, before we talk about Captain America, so bear with me. Um, but yeah, welcome. We're talking today about the uh, fifth, we'll talk about the fifth uh, and very special episode in multiple ways. We got more insight into the WandaVision universe. We're also talking about that special surprise at the end of it. And we're going to try and discuss more whether or not if Wanda is totally in control of the universe or if there's somebody more mystical out there making her whole universe dream come true and out of whack. So we're going to talk about that and what hopefully short play into all of this is. So let's get started. All right, so episode 5 was crazy.
Oh my god.
I watched it again the second time. It was amazingly good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Uh, yeah, I wrote some really quick notes and then grabbed something from Wikipedia regarding the
What'd you put?
soundtrack and the overall synopsis. So now we're into the 1980s, and what I liked about this episode was, first of all, let me say, Taylor was right that it grew longer in length, 41 minutes, but within those minutes you had both the sitcom universe and you had the real world universe, and they were kind of interspliced at certain points in the story that I thought it was kind of almost happening on the same time frame as the sitcom was unfolding.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about the runtime for this episode too. I feel like Taylor kind of like knocked it out of the board on that one. At the same time, I kind of like sensed where he was going with that because like I kind of had a feeling because like some of the episodes are like 26 minutes, half hour, and by the time we want to get to this episode, I was not surprised seeing it was like a 40-minute show. I was felt like an hour of an episode, which was great. It was like more of information, more story versus
Mhm.
like less from the previous episode. I feel like when it reaches to the season finale, it's just an assumption and a theory that it could be more than 40 minutes. It could be like close to an hour. It could be like, I would say season finale, it's just a guess. It could be between 45 to an hour, maybe at best 50 minutes.
Yeah, that's what
But I don't think it'll go over an hour though.
yeah, that's what Taylor was kind of hinting at, and I hope it remains true because yeah, so um, basically this is going to go into the next series, Falcon, but uh, they name dropped a lot in the opening minutes. They mentioned the Sokovia Accords, which is going to be heavily influenced in the next series, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So this is setting into the post-Endgame events.
I noticed that too when they're like dropping about the Sokovia, of like her backstory and everything.
Yeah,
I feel like you're right. It's going to be like tie into that as well.
I'm really glad they brought her Sokovian accent out again, because but I didn't know that she can go in and out of the force field when she wanted, but kind of everything changed when the show director launched that drone into Westview, and
I noticed that too because with her accent, because like usually within the WandaVision world, she has her voice. Then like when she like exited out, I noticed that too. Her accent was way different. It seemed like in Wanda's world, she gets rid of the accent, and like when it comes to outside the dome, because there was even a reference about that. Like I think Darcy was calling it the hexagon or whatever, but like I like totally noticed the accent change. It feels like she's like almost trying to like deny her Sokovian history, or she's trying to like relive a different reality. Because it seemed like she's trying to rewrite time and reality within the dome, within Wanda's world. Wanda and Vision's world, I should say.
Yeah, because when the kids mentioned when if she had brother, she casually didn't mention his death.
Yeah,
she just said he lived far away. When Chen said he lived in Sokovia, but he didn't. They did. She didn't mention the death, so I didn't know if she already knew that he died and didn't want to tell the kids or what.
Or keep quiet about it. Maybe she feels kind of like flustered or like inside emotions she doesn't want to like feel just yet. It's like the grieving period. It's natural to feel that, and like I feel like there's like a lot of internal emotions she's going through, and it feels like we're starting to see the layers of her what's going on, versus in Wanda's world or outside the Wanda's world.
Yeah.
It seemed like she got like really flustered when like Sparky passed away, and like talking about passing and death, and she was like, "Now don't age up just yet."
And
that was kind of like a different side subject, but that was kind of freaky too. But like she was almost opening up her heart to the possibility of talking about like passing and death, because death is kind of like hard to talk about.
Yeah.
Because in those things, but like it's the Sparky dog was cute when the Sparky was around.
Yeah, and I really did like it because they named it on a very special episode. Because and a lot of these like 80s sitcom shows or drama shows usually have like one or two very special episodes. So they were trying to model it around that. And so I got the 80s theme music alludes to Growing Pains, Just the Two of Us. Let's see.
I knew there
Full
was
House.
yeah.
Which is interesting because Full House is where her the Olsen twins got their start, and now Elizabeth Olsen is doing a very special WandaVision in the 80s. So that was kind of an interesting aspect.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Growing Pains. I never heard of Just the Two of Us till now. I did notice a nod to Full House with the layout, the picnic outside. I
Yeah,
totally got that, and like Family Ties too, where it shows like that one scene where it's like painting, you know,
yeah,
and that was like a totally like a reference to Family Ties. I didn't realize that till later on because I grew up through Growing Pains, Full House, and a little bit of Family Ties, but not so
okay.
much. But like enough, to, like say, see, like if there's a visual to Family Ties, like oh, okay, I'll be like my brain's like oh, Family Ties, and I thought
Yeah,
that was really cool.
yeah, I
And the
would.
music they picked was cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like talking over you, Chris.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Um, yeah, I I did watch a lot of these shows. Mostly they were like on syndication, like USA and other stuff as well. So I kind of picked up on that. Um, yeah, and Just the 10 of Us was like a spin-off to Growing Pains. Um, if Taylor was here, um, so, like the guy had like probably 5 or 6 starters, if I remember, and maybe 3 daughters, and like 3 of the daughters were all in A Nightmare on Elm Street, but in 3 different movies within it. So, but I'm getting ahead myself.
It's just the 10 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Somehow I was thinking just the 2 of us. I don't know why.
Let's see. Making it up as we go along. Oh, the name Lagos, I didn't catch on at the first time. Because when they were showing that fake commercial for, obviously the Lagos is the, oh yeah, the Lagos
Part of Sokovia.
of the Brownie thing, but yeah, I didn't catch on with the Lagos until the second time that I watched it today. I'm like, oh, that's where it was from, and yeah,
Yeah, I caught on to that like the first time because probably just because of the fact that my ear is no, I shouldn't say my ear, my eyes are like really like focused on like forums and stuff that's going out, like talk and rumors, what could be in each episode. I
yeah,
kind of like knew prior watching this episode there was going to be some sort of reference about Lagos, so I kind of like knew that, but like I didn't know how they're going to intertwine it. I just assumed that they were going to do a commercial, and lo and behold, they did. Which was kind of funny too, because it plays off like the paper towel commercials from Bounty. I thought
yeah.
that was funny.
That's what I was thinking of. Like absorbs everything, and I really liked at the end when you're going to clean up mess that you never really started in the first place or something like that. That was, yeah, cute. And I really liked because it was more about also has to do with fishing and finding out more about the town and kind of the secret that is hiding. I really liked it where he got into the brain of that or snapped that Nilo guy out of a trance for just a quick bit. like
Yeah,
help
but
me,
the
help me.
visuals were cool with the little yellow
Yeah,
things on his temple of his head. I thought that was clever because it shows like kind of like a visual indicators, like, oh, this is what's going on. I
yeah,
thought that was really cool.
yeah. And
But seemed like he was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, when that scene showed, it seemed like he was like, help me," kind of thing. She's like in my head, and like by the time she kind of like Vision kind of like knocked his brain. I'm not sure what phrase I should be saying, but like seemed like he was like trying to understand like what's going on. It's like, okay, so I'm in this fictional world. Seemed like at first he didn't realize, he thought he was in a real world, and he's starting to realize he's in a fictional world, which is kind of like eerie and bizarre how they pulled that off. That
Yeah,
was the only thing I was going to say.
I thought it was eerie when everybody, like in the office, was waiting the email at the same exact time.
Oh
So,
yeah, with the sword message. Yeah,
yeah, and yeah.
I thought that
So,
was kind of.
oh, sorry.
I'm being too quiet. I'm such a quiet person by heart. Um, what notes do you have written down so far?
Oh, and then I've got logos. I've got name. I basically I need to go like if there's a Disney app on the computer, I need to uh like maybe write the notes as I'm watching it because I'm usually watching it in the other room while I'm doing my exercise equipment, and I'm trying to, and I was said like in DVC film club or before, just writing some of them off the top of my head. And then yeah, we got the reveal at the very end of the episode, which yeah, I was like, how did they pull this off?
Yeah, with Petro showing up at the end.
Yeah,
I knew he was going to be in an episode. I didn't know where in which episode. I knew he was going to be like in the season. I didn't know he was going to be like in the 5th episode or 6th episode or whatever. I just knew he was going to be in the season. But like
yeah,
his character being introduced was very sly and very subtle. Because all Vision and Wanda's like, don't you feel that? Feel what? Something seems kind of off. It was kind of like an airy conversation too. It's not like a straightforward conversation. And by the time they were like talking about it and knock on the door, and lo and behold, Pietro shows up. If I'm even saying his name right, I thought it was like really like sly how they introduced his character. But I'm kind of curious how his role will play into this next episode, because we kind of like they left it like a door opening. It's like, hey, how's it going? Hey there, popsicle.
and yeah,
And that line I thought was funny.
yeah, I thought that was funny. I also liked yeah the line of let's see. I like the line in my head of when Darcy is filling Jimmy Woo in on the details. She's like, the kids are 5 years old, and he's like, holy Christmas, but they'll be empty nesters by dinner time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like thinking that's hilarious too. They're really really clever with the lines for the characters, because like when you said like, oh, by the end of the night, they're gonna be like empty nesters because they keep being aged up. Are
yeah,
they like real or not real? I'm like, they have to be real. It's like I don't think this is like a hallucination.
yeah, and yeah, they did. Monica kind of took care of the situation. She knew like probably with they also name dropped Captain Marvel, which
Where?
that was funny. Um, Near the beginning, while they were talking about, uh, let's see, they were talking about like the like Thanos, and then Captain Marvel getting like her powers with one of the Infinity Stone gems, and Monica kind of cast quietly forced that off. So um, I think they're gonna explore that down the road with Captain Marvel 2, or if they're gonna bring it back. Um, yeah.
The only subtle hint that I picked up with my brain was when like Monica was talking about like, oh, let me talk to my aerospace engineer about this problem. And I felt like that was like when she said aerospace engineer, I'm kind of curious what person she was talking about, because one of my notes I put down was Monica's talks about asking help from her friend, an aerospace engineer. I'm kind of curious who this her friend is, because
Yeah,
some people were like thinking that it could be Mr. Fantastic or someone in the MCU world.
yeah, that,
Obviously in the MCU world, but like as far as specifics, some people are like, one chat room I saw well, on Screen Rant, I just realized where read it was like Screen Rant was talking about like her friend, the aerospace engineer, could be Mr. Fantastic, as in Reed Richards. I'm kind of curious which character will that be down the road if they ever like do like a reveal of that.
yeah, your last episode, I know what you mean, because last episode, I did read there was kind of a little reference to, or an ambiguous reference to the Fantastic Four, and they were talking about if you start to back up your aerospace program after the snap, and the
Hmm.
director, like half of them have gone, and the other half are are crazy or lost their mind. So I didn't know what that was about yet, but a lot there were some that picked up on that it was about Fantastic Four because of the aerospace dynamic scene, and basically all four, and to an extent Doctor Doom got their powers off that experiment. So it's, yeah, Wade Richards, everybody else, um, Wade Richards, Storm, Johnny Storm. Yeah,
Have you seen any of the Fantastic Four movies
I
from
did,
like the early 2000 or the one that was most recent
I
or
did,
both?
I did see, I did see the first one that came out, and I did see the first one. I didn't see the second one,
Gotcha.
and I saw like some of the remake, which a lot of people did not approve of.
No, but like I kind of like what they did with it with the new one
Oh
with
yeah,
Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan. That version, I kind of like that one because it shows like the science behind it. And I
yeah,
think that's where most people don't like it because it shows that more of the science of like what they're doing and who they are and what they're about versus like, oh, why don't we just give them outfits and call them Fantastic Four? Wait a minute, that's not about the costume. It's not about what clothing they wear as superheroes. It's kind of like shows like the science of it. I kind of like the new one, but it kind of like it took a while for them where they got said the word Fantastic Four within the film. They said it like later in the film than at the start.
yeah. It's like for my mind, they did it. say the actual title. It was like at the end, I've got the name for it, and it just cuts to the credits. Well, it says Fantastic Four, so we're gonna know more of this in the series. Um, so let's see. Yeah, that's all I've got. So, oh, and I really, I really did like it. Well, uh, I heard this was going back to an X-Men moment where, uh, Wanda, when she goes out of the bubble, kind of uses her powers and turns the guns of the sword agents onto the director, Hayward. I thought that was a cool moment.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of like a cool moment too. It was like, stop. And she was like, to stop. And she was making a point like, leave me alone. Haven't done anything wrong. And like, Darcy's like, wait a minute. Well, let's talk about this. And Director Taylor's like, no, what you're doing is wrong. Holding people hostage. That might be the case, but like, understand what's going on with Wanda. If you understand what's going on with Wanda, you get an understanding of her motivation, what her story is, why is she doing the way what she's doing.
Yeah,
I feel like there's more to that too, because
and
like yesterday during screeners, me and Tony were like talking about that last night with Norm too, like about like my theory that like I feel like after the events of Endgame, what she was going through internally, she wanted Vision back by any means necessary. And like, I felt like she went to someone for help because Wanda is very powerful. I'm not knocking that, but I feel like she went to someone for help to bring Vision back. At the same time, I think there was a price, like a catch. Like, okay, we'll just call this person X Mr. X, for example.
yeah,
So this Mr. X is like, okay, Wanda, you want Vision back? Yes, Mr. X. Okay, but there's a catch. I feel like there's a catch between like the dome that she's in with the other people. I
yeah,
feel like it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, you know? There's someone behind the curtain hiding behind there. And in front of the curtain is Wanda. I feel like someone's kind of like puppeteering Wanda's world.
yeah. Because at the end, well, she's talking with Vision, and yeah, almost. I like that. I like the ending scene, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, at the ending, she's like talking, and she's like, "I have I don't know how this got out of hand. I am not in control of everything." Um, and that kind of sets up that even though she might be bad, there is somebody out there uh, who is like pulling the strings, like you said, and making everything happen just at a faster pace that she isn't able to be controlled. And I also think, yeah, Quicksilver coming in shows that she's not in control of everything. Um, because the twins even alluded at the end of, "Mommy, can you bring everybody back from the dead?" And she's like, "No, there are things that I'm in control of, and there are things I'm not in control of." And having Quicksilver back was one of the things she wasn't in control over.
Yeah, I kind of like I picked up on that too. I think whoever is the master in
Yeah,
disguise, I think that's even better to say that than Mr. X, the Master in Disguise. Whoever that Master in Disguise is, brought Pietro Quicksilver from another world. That's another working theory. When Darcy said like, "Oh, he's been recast," I'm thinking, I think that Quicksilver from the X-Men was pulled from that world into this world where Wanda and the Avengers are in. I think someone pulled him out from his own world and put him here for a reason.
That's what I heard, that the multiverse is connected. Because, yeah, if Disney didn't acquire 20th Century Fox, then this probably wouldn't have happened. But because Quicksilver, we know the Aaron Taylor Johnson version of Quicksilver died in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And the X-Men one, we know in the past that Quicksilver is alive. The Quicksilver from Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix, which I saw the last. I saw the first two the first three of the prequels. I didn't see Dark Phoenix yet. So yeah, everybody's thinking that connects with the multiverse theory of both this and the upcoming Doctor Strange film.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I feel like they gotta like explain it in a way where it's very subtle and somehow has to show like the science behind it. But like with that in mind, whoever this Master in Disguise is, I feel like whoever this person has an ability to bend space and time, or I say time as in like the multiverse. I think someone is trying to collect people with enhanced humans like Wanda or anyone with superpowers, get them in a certain area, absorb their powers, and I feel like it's going to be like that. But like, I could be wrong on this. But like, so far, there's like a subtle hint about that too. It's like, oh, don't you have like powers? Like, what do you mean powers? Because I kind of like, there's like these subtle moments within each episode. Yeah. I kind of like notice like some things doesn't add up. It feels like I'm watching a twisted version of the Twilight Zone.
Right. And,
if that makes any sense.
And I also had like, I think it was like comic.com, they also said like this multiverse theory proves that WandaVision and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. exist within the same universe. Because with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the final episode or the final season, they were able to pull out like Daniel Sousa and who was supposed to die in like the 40s or 50s. And then they brought back like Quake's half-sister from the 80s, who was supposed to die from suicide, and they brought them into the present day scenario. So I could see them doing this like with WandaVision, where they bring in like with the multiverse, they could bring in certain characters who have previously died.
Being brought back to life.
Exactly, in the new
year. I see what you mean. Because like I got hooked on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. So I know what you mean by like the characters that you're saying. So like I saw the last season as well. And it feels like it's going to be like subtle. I shouldn't say subtle. There'll be like people from throughout the MCU world, past to bring back to the present. That won't be that surprised if that happens in WandaVision.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I really liked one. Let's see. Before we go, there's a new episode tomorrow. Any like theories for? I mean, what's going to happen in the final three? Estimate. I'm surprised we've got like 3 episodes remaining because this
I
is going
know.
by so fast.
Yeah. And I can't believe we're already on tomorrow, episode 6. Working theories. I feel like for tomorrow's episode, I feel like they're going to start off from where they ended, at the door with Quicksilver. Um, and we'll like another working theory that like we'll figure out how Quicksilver got into their world and within Wanda and Vision's world, and like in the next jumping in other episodes in the future, I feel like the episodes gonna go longer. I feel like whoever the man in disguise is hiding in the background, helping Wanda, I feel like that will be revealed like maybe like in like the next episode or two.
Interesting.
But I don't think it'll be like referenced directly in the next episode. I feel like they're going to play more setup to like why Quicksilver's there and who got him there.
Yeah, I could see like some of these revealed in like episode 7 or like episode 8.
Yeah.
Uh, well, 7 and 8 are more of a setup to the season finale or the series finale because, yeah.
I have heard Tobey Maguire might be in an episode. And I've heard that Paul Bettany worked with a certain celebrity that was in the series. But like when I like heard about that, it when like heard about that, but I didn't figure out who that was. So like last night I went on IMDb, kind of like went ahead on the future episodes,
Oh, yeah.
and there's like no big name actors or actresses in the episodes, unless Marvel's keeping it quiet, which they're doing really good,
Yeah,
keeping us at the edge of our seats.
they've done
I
very
feel
good.
like that will be revealed, whoever that is, in the next episode or two, or even the final finale episode.
Yeah, Marvel's done really well with like these trailers and stuff, like taking like different scenes or keeping it within like the first 20 minutes so as to not spoil it. I mean other movies should be taking like a cue from like Marvel and everything on like how not to spoil everything in
Yeah,
2 minutes. Because yeah,
I like their previews too. They're always short, to the point. They're filtering out what they want to share with us, with the public, and the rest we gotta figure out on our own.
yeah, because
That's what I like about Marvel stuff. They're
yeah,
very good with that.
I've seen a few of these promos for TV and uh, with promos for TV and film is almost as if yeah, I watch it and sometimes they spoil too much. And I'm like, oops, you should have saved this moment for the big reveal, you guys. Um, yeah, I've seen a few. Yeah, so
I've noticed that too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, that's like a big no.
Yeah, I feel like when Marvel gets excited when they show like little extra too much scenes, they're kind of like cheerleaders. They got their pom poms, and we're so excited we gotta like share this little tidbit.
Yeah,
But like sometimes it feels like that. But so far it has not with me with this series.
yes. All right, so episodes, I think we're just about out of time. So episode
Gotcha.
6, tomorrow. Sorry, because I have like a 40-minute time limit with the flight thing, and I could talk to you about, because I don't have a lot of notes. I'm basically taking off with what you said. So it's glad that we're like sharing information.
Yeah, likewise. Well,
Yes.
Godspeed, Chris.
All right, I'll
See you
see
next
you
time.
next week.
I'm getting excited for episode 6.
Yep. Be all.
Marvel out.
All right. Take
All
care.
right.
All right.
You too.
See ya. All right, and that is it. Like I said, episode 6 debuts tomorrow on Disney Plus, and I'm going to be right here next week talking about it. And I'm going to edit this out of the final thing, but Monet, Taylor, Tony, or anybody, please watch the series so I can get more people on here. Actually, the next series we'll be doing is, like I said, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on in March. So you'll be fine. We're going to talk about it like over spring break anyway. So if you guys see the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you'll be fine. But I mean, if you see WandaVision in its entirety, like binge watch all 9 episodes by all the episodes by the time the finale, I might invite you guys at the end where it's like a big group discussion. And by then, who knows, this might even be a two-parter. So, all right, I'm Chris Walker, and I'll see you next time on MarvelTalks. Good night.